Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see the ticker below, as you can see the tweet there from Chelsea Football Club, official statement: no cheating, no controversy, no sneaky meetings, no insider help, complete integrity, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Boehly and his consortium has officially won the bidding situation to own Chelsea Football Club. We enter a new era, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic news to wake up to. I woke up a couple of hours ago, actually. But the news was out even earlier than that. It was quite late, although in UK time. I think it was around midnight or just before midnight, where when the news broke from several publications, and it goes something like this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, finally, this saga has come to an end, and it's ended as we all expected it, I suppose. As you can see here, Fabrizio Romano tweeting it out. Official Chelsea statement now confirms that terms have been agreed for a new ownership group led by Todd Boehly, Clearlake Capital, Mark Walter, and Hansjoerg Wyss to acquire the club. It is the end of Roman Abramovich era. Look, it is sad. I'm not going to be one of those fans that are going to be, sitting here and dissing Roman Abramovich. There's actually quite a lot out there that does that. I want to take this opportunity and actually thank him for everything that he's done for this football club. He's put us in the world stage, and we've won a lot of stuff. He's made us a recognizable club worldwide, and the fan base has grown immensely over the last 20, about 20 years, 19, 20 years. And I thank him. I thank him for everything that he's done. We're going to look at the club statement very, very soon, but just want to go through some of the social media stuff. This is from Darren Levery. Can confirm that Todd Boehly is at the bridge. Can also confirm that he's an absolute gent. This is the picture that was taken just outside Stamford Bridge, I believe, and the entire group was there. Todd Boehly in the middle, as you can see here, and the entire group was evident at Stamford Bridge, and they signed the contract agreement, which was the final piece, I suppose, from the Chelsea point of view, along with Todd Boehly. But obviously, there's still the clearance that needs to happen from the Premier League, but they expect that to be done very, very soon, within the next 7 days. The Premier League doesn't seem to have any issues with Todd Boehly and his consortium owning Chelsea Football Club, there's absolutely no controversy around the whole situation. I mean, what a journey, ladies and gentlemen, we've had. What a journey. We've gone from the Ricketts family and the social media backlash against them, Matisse-driven protest, and then the Ricketts pulling out, then obviously Sir Martin Broten, Catalina Kim doing a madness from the South Korean side of things, the Blues Consortium, I think that's what it was, something like that, with Nick Candy, the candy ass out there doing a madness. Stephen Paluca put up a really good fight as well. We've had that Mohsin Barek from Turkey, who did not have the right email address to send the bid. It's been mad. There's been a lot of contenders out there, and right at the end, obviously, Sir Jim Ratcliffe came out of the blues, more like Randy Orton, just RKO out of nowhere, but he left the scene very quickly as well. And throughout this, the cream always rises, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Boehly is there, and he is finally won. As I said, we'll look into the statement very soon. Todd Boehly has signed a purchase agreement to buy Chelsea, and will now be put forward for government and Premier League approval. This is the most significant step of the process so far. Full story here, if you want to check that out. I don't have publication subscription with the Telegraph, but I think more or less it will say exactly what the club statement is saying. So yeah, the next step, ladies and gentlemen, is Chelsea will put forward this particular agreement to the government and the Premier League. So hopefully it will be done and dusted. Sanctions can be off, and we can really start focusing on a lot of things. The summer window, contract extension for existing players, where the contract is coming up to 1 year left or 2 years left. I wish the Rudiger news was literally 2 weeks ago, and now we're in a situation where we've got a lot more clarity. I just wish Rudiger stuck around. Todd Boehly put pen to paper today and signed the purchase agreement to buy Chelsea. Further goes on to say the deal could be worth up to $4 billion and is now expected to be put forward for Premier League approval. Todd Boehly agreed to a series of clauses dubbed the anti-Glazer clause, which should ease fans' concerns over Clearlake. Look, let's have a quick look at the anti-Glazer. We touched on it in my previous stream. It's great that it's great that Roman has thought about this, and it just shows the integrity of this man owning Chelsea Football Club, always putting Chelsea ahead of everything, which is fantastic. But look, let's have a quick look at this anti-Glazer stuff. This is what was tweeted out by PYS not that long ago. This is what the anti-Glazer clauses state: barring new owners from paying dividends or management fees until 2032, which is fantastic. I mean, if these are all true, which I'm hoping it is, that's great news that they can't just strip Chelsea of all the assets. They can't just, every profit that's been made can't just be paid out as dividends to management and also management fees as well. Prohibiting the sale of any shares for 10 years, so there should be stability over the next 10 years. Agreeing to strict limits on level of debt that they could take on. This was one of the issues, I suppose, with Roman Abramovich. This is how we conjured up 1.6 billion in debt to Roman. So that's something we need to be looking into moving into this new ownership, where we can't be doing that level of debt to the new owners. And I'm pretty sure Todd Boehly and his consortium will not entertain that level of debt. They're going to run the club a lot smartly, look into smart transfer purchases, have a close eye on the wage bill as well, and make sure that stadium redevelopment, so we can bring in more cash, looking new sponsorship. I don't know whether we're going to be sticking around with 3 and a few of the other ones as well that pulled out during this sanctioned period. So hopefully we make a lot more money. And Todd Boehly has said he wants to make Chelsea a global brand, and he believes Chelsea's reach could be a lot more than what it is right now, especially in America as well. I think he's really going to promote that, him being the entire consortium being predominantly an American-based consortium. Obviously, Hansjoerg Wyss, I believe, Swedish background. But look, even in Sweden, I suppose a lot of people will start thinking about, following Chelsea. So this brand will get bigger and bigger. This is the club statement, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at this. Chelsea Football Club can confirm that terms have been agreed for a new ownership group led by Todd Boehly, Clearlake Capital, Mark Walter. Mark Walter, if you guys don't know who he is, he's the predominant owner of LA Dodgers. So you've got Todd Boehly, he's 20% owner, and you've got Mark Walter, who's, I guess, majority of the rest of the 80% or close to it. So LA Dodgers are completely in this particular project, and Hansjoerg Wyss to acquire the club. Of the total investment being made, 2.5 billion will be applied to purchase the shares in the club, and such proceeds will be deposited into a frozen UK bank account with the intention to donate 100% to charitable causes, as confirmed by Roman Abramovich. So look, that entire 2.5 billion is really Roman Abramovich's money, and at the end of the day, he's given it all away, 100% of it to charitable causes. I mean, the man has stuck to his words. Let's just put it that way. And once again, thank you for being one of the best owners, not just for Chelsea Football Club, but in world football, I'd have to say. UK government approval will be required for the proceeds to be transferred from the frozen UK bank account. In addition, the proposed new owners will commit 1.75 billion in further investment for the benefit of the club. This includes investments in Stamford Bridge, the academy, the women's team, and Kingsmeadow and continued funding for the Chelsea Foundation. Look, 1.75 billion. For some, it may not sound huge, and we'll have to see how much of that money, that proportion, will be used for stadium redevelopment. You probably think close to £1 billion will probably be used for stadium redevelopment. Hopefully, we can stretch out the stadium from 40 million to at least 50 to 60 million instead of taking the whole Stamford Bridge stadium elsewhere. I think there'll be issues in regards to pitch owners and whatnot. There's always complications around that because at the end of the day, the pitch is actually not owned by Chelsea. It's owned by pitch owners' shares. So if we expect 1 billion or so, hopefully it's less maybe, to go into Stamford Bridge redevelopment, that leaves us about 750 million. So look, we're going to have to use money very wisely. That's the important factor here. Academy, yes. Women's team. And yeah, the remaining, I suppose, will have to go towards transfer budget. And then obviously we're going to have to work on, working with profits from here on in. The sale is expected to complete in late May, subject to all necessary regulatory approvals. More details will be provided at that time. So look, we're now on 7th May 2022, so late May. Look, 3 more weeks away. By then, the season will come to an end. So I'm not worried about from that perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing really major will happen from now till then in terms of transfer market's not even open. But I guess what we can start doing is, as we now have more clarity, we can probably start, and I'm pretty sure Todd Boehly will start having conversations with Marina, Bruce Buck, our scouts. I don't know whether we're going to get brand new structure straight away. I think these people will stick around until we get, hopefully we get a new director of football, which we badly need. Thomas Tuchel's already talked about in the press conference recently for the Wolves game that scouting's got to be spot on, recruitment's got to be spot on, decision-making has got to be spot on. So hopefully a new structure will be there in the future. And hopefully some of the conversations can start happening in terms of the summer window, talking to some of the agents, Jules Koundé, Ousmane Dembele, so on and so forth, many other players that we are linked with. And hopefully the Tchouaméni situation isn't dead either. So look, it's great. It's so fantastic. It's such a relief. It's been such a downer, since winning the Club World Cup. It's been an absolute downer. Our results have gone south as well. My energy started to go south as well. Hopefully now, moving into the Wolves game, the players can get a bounce back and we can start winning. And the future looks a lot more clearer. I cannot wait for officially announcing, Todd Boehly as the owner, his consortium as the owner. And, hopefully that approval comes through from Premier League and the government. And then, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. And the project to basically catch up on Liverpool and Man City really needs to kickstart. I don't want to be one of those teams that are left behind. We need to really, really get into the mix of things now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel. It has all hopefully come to an end. The saga, it has, in terms of from Chelsea's point of view, the official statement has been made. Let me know how you feel about the whole situation and what is your expectation for the future in the comment section below. The other thing that I want to say, look, obviously there's a lot of comments that come through and sometimes it's not always easy for me to reply to each and every one of you guys. There is a functionality called super thanks, which works much like a super chat. So if you do want to interact with me and make sure that you get a reply, use that functionality. And once again, you're not obliged to do that, but if you're keen to interact, use that functionality and I will 100% make sure I reply back to you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Good times ahead, ladies and gentlemen.